Alright, I've had it. I've asked everyone else. Now, you're the only one who I have to ask. Did you delete the first 2 videos on my channel? Did you do it, Dennis? Huh? Dennis. Dennis. Did you do it? Okay. Alright, you can be on your way. Bye, Dennis. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Martin G, and today, if you couldn't tell by the intro, for some reason the first 2 videos on my channel have been deleted. I didn't do it, and it just, I don't know what happened. I don't know if YouTube deleted it. I don't know if someone else deleted it. I certainly didn't. But the 2 videos that were deleted were me trying to edit and why the Mastadon stinks, and today I'm going to be redoing the second one. Why this bad boy is actually a lot more terrible than you might think. So, basically, if you don't know what the Mastadon is, it is a Mega Blaster, obviously, and it is a flywheel, fully automatic blaster, which is actually, this is actually the only flywheel blaster in the Mega series. I'm surprised that they haven't come out with any more. But there are a lot of reasons why this thing is not practical at all, and especially now since a certain blaster has been released, but I'll get to that. So, you're probably wondering, well, why does the Mastadon stink? It looks intimidating. Well, there are a lot of reasons, one being the rate of fire. The rate of fire is very low for full auto, and I think I know why. It's because it has this drum system. While it is intimidating whenever you finally load it up, it's not very practical because it has to rotate, and then the little pusher arm mechanism has to push it into the flywheel, so it has to wait for the drum to stop moving and then poke the little pusher arm through it to send the dart into the flywheels, and that's why it's so low. Like, as you can see, it's a very low rate of fire for full auto, at least. So it's not really that good for laying down lanes of foam. Somebody could definitely escape through your firing if they really wanted to, which is a big bummer because this is more of the heavy sort of juggernaut sort of weapon, and it's really meant to be sort of this like heavy gunner sort of thing where you're mowing down people, but it doesn't really do that well. And on top of that, this thing is very expensive. It is $80 on its own, and it takes like 6 D batteries, which is insane. That's rival blast. That's for rival blasters. Actually, it's not D batteries, it's C batteries, 4 Cs instead of Ds, so that's something. But that's still a lot, and C batteries are already expensive on their own. Not as expensive as D batteries, obviously, but C batteries are expensive. So, you're already spending $80 on a blaster that you can't even use without spending like $5 just to operate the thing. So that's $85, not even including tax. So, and even shipping if you bought this online. So, really the cost is just insane just to be able to use it when it's not even really that good. And that really hurts it. I mean, it's intimidating, and it's really fun to shoot, but whenever it comes to actual Nerf wars, it's really not worth the money. And that's actually kind of sad, because I actually really like this blaster, and I wish it was practical. But it just can't be, because of the way it's made. And really, to be honest, the best way for the Mastadon to be used is to set up on a table and use it sort of like a turret, instead of a sort of sentry gun, or like a minigun. And really, to be honest, that's the only thing that really does well. And especially since there's a blaster that has come out since that's very similar, a lot cheaper. Actually, it's half the cost. It's so much smaller, and it even holds, and it only holds 4 darts less. And it does what the Mastadon is supposed to do way better, and it's a spring blaster. It's called the Megalodon. So, the Megalodon is basically this, except it's much smaller. and it's a spring blaster, and it literally just released. So if you don't know what the Megalodon is, that's reasonable, but I don't have the Megalodon personally, but I can already tell it's going to be much more practical than the Mastadon, which really stinks because it's really, to be honest, better in pretty much every way. Or at least in the consideration that the Mastadon was supposed to be a sentry gun, and the Megalodon is sort of the successor to that. So there's really no reason to buy the Mastadon, both for cost and practical usage. If you just want to have a fun blaster to play with, then yeah, totally buy this. It's a blast to shoot. No pun intended. And it's so much fun to shoot. I've had so much fun firing this thing. But if you're looking for a war practical blaster, I would sort of stay away from it. Mainly because of just the only reason that you would get this is for a sentry. I mean, it's for a sentry, and it doesn't do that very well. And it only holds 24 darts, and even though I said that the rate of fire was kind of low, it sort of shoots it kind of fast. And 24 darts is a lot to load, especially whenever you have to constantly be moving the drum. So reload time is really bad. It shoots off the rounds fairly quickly, which means you're going to be doing more reloading than you are firing, let alone tagging people with the darts that you shoot, especially since, unless you're using the AccuStrike darts, which is still sort of under the radar for a lot of people, you're going to be using these inaccurate mega darts, and you're just not going to be hitting people, and you're going to be using more of your time reloading them than you are shooting them, let alone hitting people with them. So, yeah. The Mastadon stinks. Buy something else if you want a war practical blaster. And it's really sad because this was sort of the top Nerf blaster for a lot of children's Christmas lists, including mine whenever it first came out. And it's sort of sad that it's really not that good for Nerf Wars when we really saw it as like this beast of a blaster. And yeah, it just stinks. There's nothing else I can say about it. So, my conclusion is, if you want a war practical blaster, avoid it. If you want something that's fun, then totally buy it. It's amazing. It's so much fun. And it's just, it's just the rate of fire and the cost and the Megalodon that recently released. It's just not that good. So, if you guys want to see another me try and edit, tell me down below in the comment section, and see you guys later. Keep on nerfing. Ninja G out.